Hey there, I'm JB and welcome at Islandia Islands. For today we're going to make a nightclub and a piece of a structure that belongs to a construction that is going to be used in the end. Now I've got two comments, with the first one is of Captain Misraji giving me all kinds of tips and tricks, which I have decided to also create a test map for different design, which I will show you in a second. And Marius is saying, bro, you need to go to professional builders. And I'm going to be honest, I wasn't really sure what he meant by that. And I guess it is a thing with language barrier. But in the end, I asked him, is that good or bad? And he was saying, dude, that is good. So thank you a lot for your kind comment there. Now, before I'm going to bring you to the design map, I just want to say I took a screenshot of this view down here, which then I roughly implemented into this test design map. Now, I'm going to say this is a rough sketch. This is not precisely the island. It's not going to be precisely all of the builds down here, which, as you can see, is very low resolution, or there are no details in this because I need to be quick with moving, changing, remaking ideas and that good stuff. This is not the finalized thing that I'm going to implement. This is just a very quick sketch and test to say. As you can see right down here, I got a very big structure going, and or I got the front of which is going to be the nightclub. Now, like I said, no details, and this is not going to be the finalized version of it, but more about that once we are back. Now, Captain Misraji was giving me a lot of ideas, and I need to, play around with these ideas just a little bit, and I'm going to need to test certain things real quick to just see if I like it or not. And on the island itself, I'm working with a lot of details, and I don't want to build something and then have to demolish it and just rebuild it, which is going to cost a lot of time. So I kept it in this case very simple. I just gave certain things, certain colors, and I started this actually after the last episode. Now you might wonder, what are these green emerald type of deals? Well, this is basically spots where I place certain details. I'm just trying to think like, can I place something there and just fill it up on the easy way without having to go through all of these details, without going into the library and look and pick for stuff and things, which makes it so much more easier to create what I want. Yes, that is TV. Is it going to be like that? No, absolutely not. Also, I have been speaking about making maps just like this, opening a map and then go to the spot, fill in the blank, and in the end I was like, this is way too tedious. It takes so much time to fill in the blank down here. It took me 2 hours for this, and I'm going to have another 2 to 3 hours in order to fill in the blank. I was like, is there a faster way of doing this? And yes, there definitely is. Now, I'm not going to explain all of that, how to do it. Maybe I could just make a short tutorial on that if people really want to. So first of all, I was thinking, can I not just take these little picture frames with these little paintings on it and somehow make my own mod or implement something? I don't know how it works. And then by accident, I came on a YouTube channel with a video actually explaining me that I can import pictures onto these maps, which in this case, it just took me 10 to 20 minutes to create these kind of panels, which is just very, very nice. And I just love how quick that went. Now, there is one downside though. If you import it, you're gonna get one of these. Now, in creative mode, it's not a bad thing because you can use it as much as possible. If I somehow lose it, I can just re-import it, right? Now, in survival mode, this is not the case. You can only use it once, and I have no idea how you can duplicate this easier. But then I have been thinking, there are tons and tons of amazing mods out there. I have been looking out my eyeballs for people who use a different kind of mods, which a very big one is actually called Create Mod. But I'm also going to be honest, I don't want to make use of mods just yet. I would like to make use of mods in season 2, because with certain mods, you really want to turn on survival mode of most of the things from these mods are really useless, and I would find that a shame. So in this case, I'm just going to challenge myself with this island and then see what we're going to do next. Yes, you have been staring at me for like 20 seconds right now. What? Okay, what is what you want? You want to have a bone? Please don't hit the dog. Don't. Oh. Yes, eat. Look at that. Shaky bum. Now the dog is mine, I guess. Can you, get over here? Such a good boy. Yes. Come on to the box. Okay, you sit here near the chicken. You keep an eye out on chicken. Right, here you have another bone because I'm not teasing while I have that in my hand. Now in this case, the pillar is actually this close up to this little road down here, which I don't like at all. Like I was saying, we're not going to do exactly the same as in my test map. I'm going to see what will work the best. Which in this case, I still would like to have the pillar up close to the pipe down here so I can connect all kinds of structures together. And I think it would be way more fun to have a little bit of a square down here and have the tree idea what I had right down here in the middle. Now Captain was also explaining me that I should be using strings in order to get these little vines under control. Oh god. Oh boy, what is in the world going on down here? These things are really annoying. I'm not looking forward to that. So if I'm not wrong, if I place it right down here, these things will disappear. So Captain, thank you a lot for that. And it's not very much visible, right? Now, what I will have to do somehow, some way, is think of a way to connect these strings up. Well, I guess it's okay to have a string like that. Maybe I should be adding a pole here. Oh, Jesus. Let's just clear the weather for a second. Yes, you're going to stay here because I don't want to hear barking all the time, okay? I'll make sure to make like a nice little house for you, right? And then having a friend. Good idea? Very good. I'm glad that we agree with each other. And so the weather is monkey balls once again. But that's okay, I'll just let it go because I have the idea every time I change the weather myself, it will somehow reset. And then after that, we're gonna get this very soon again. As you can see, I've been building a little doghouse over there, which might seem familiar to something, even though I think I have got the colors wrong on this guy. Hey, how are you enjoying, buddy? That is very good. I like that you like it. So you're enjoying your bone here? I wish I could... Well, be careful. I don't want to hit you in the face or something. Even though, it's a game. I got respect for digital animals. You like your water? Good, okay. Well, I'm glad that I come to an agreement with our new pet. Which now, in this case, we are going to place the big pillar first. And I'm going to be very careful with what I am doing. Now, the thing is, like I've been saying, I want to at least place it a little bit overhanging onto the ground. But not too far away. And what I think might be the best is actually, keep this line here, 1, 2, 3, as some kind of a pathway this way. And then just start the pillar on the third part. Yes, I think that would be a good idea. Now on this side though, there will be a very big ship. So somehow, some way, we're going to cram this area up and try to, block the view for a bit. And of course, above here, there will be a gigantic structure. So it's gonna be dark and a lot of places in space where I can make like piping or wiring or, something to just close up the area and add a lot more stuff with that. But yes, this is perfectly how you can see that things are matching up way too much. But the Nightclub is going to have different building blocks, which we can use what we've been using before, like terracotta or concrete and that good stuff. And there is a reason why this beam here in the middle is not wider than that, because that basically means that I can make the outside of the Nightclub wall right down here, which this guy will be on the inside between the two walls. So just see if I want to cover it up on the inside or, just leave it open. Now, I've also decided to put it one above the ground right down here rather than have this on the ground level, because this gives a reason to add like a stairways to create a little bit of height by forcing it that way. And there is still enough space right down here in order to add in a ship. I mean, I can just cut that away. I can add a little bit more land. It just depends on, what we can design. I'm actually glad that it turned out pretty well with the stairways though, because I haven't tested that in the test design map. And I think this is just the correct thickness. Now you have to imagine those X's are inside of the building. So that's why for now, at least, they only have this one texture on them. But as you can see on the outside, I got multiplied different textures, and or I will go around and just do some random stuff like this, that, etc. Just to, you know, break it up a little bit more. But there is one thing that I've also not tested, and this is going to be something that I hope that it's going to go well. I'm going to need to place at least 1, 2 of these, 1, 2, and 1, 2 of these. Yes. Now, I didn't have this in my own build with the stairways, right? Because if the stairways wouldn't be here, it would be a lot higher. And there is a reason why I'm saying this, because in fact, the floor also needs to be here, right? But I think I have a solution on how I can solve this without having to rebuild the whole show, which can be done by, you know, let's say this is stairways going up and this is just built out like that. Oh, this is the, you know, the entrance. I can just place down like carpet, make things look fancy anyway. And then, of course, on the inside, then once you're indoors, you're just gonna go onto the stairs, onto the dance floor. I think it would be a very good solution. Of course, you know, maybe a little further ahead would be a little bit nicer, but for everything there is a solution, or well, at least almost for every problem there is a solution. Now it's going to be very small, all right? I can imagine it's going to be a very small, cozy little nightclub. I want to have like in the back, I think like a second floor with lounges. There needs to be a bar, there needs to be a DJ type of deal. Gonna need to be like a little dance floor. They're going to be like chill corners, maybe a toilet. Maybe I can just do that down here, like a little toilet area where you can just, you know, poop straight into the ocean, because why would I add piping? This gigantic thing is dropping sewage of 10,000 homes into the ocean. It's gonna be smelly, man. We're going to need to make some kind of facility that catches up all the poo and then make it into fertilizer. Something like that. Well, anyways, what I'm going to need to do right now is at least make one more layer on top of it, and then from that point of on, I'm going to think and see what I will do. This might be a banger in the face. Yes, it is the next day for me, and I have been doing a lot of off-camera work because I want to show you guys a lot of progress. Now, of course, not everything is finished just yet. For an example, I still need to do the inside of what is called the NC, aka Nightclub. Yeah, so a lot of stuff, and you might recognize certain things that I have been doing in the S design map. For example, like these copper pipes down here. I've been placing them all over the place, and or I have been messing around with Captain Misraji, his ideas for strings in order to stop the vines, which, you know, works quite well. Other spots and places it is fine by me, and I'm going to show you all about it. I have been moving up this thing because it was first standing right down here, and I felt like, you know, I need to move it. So I placed it down here, and I changed the design purely because it was kind of fading into the background because the wall is gray. Most of this thing was gray, and it looked weird anyway, having this part looking like wood and the top part looking like wood. So I thought, you know, let's just completely wood this thing. And I'm looking at it, you know, let's change these two guys down here. I'm just gonna get this one away and just place this block, because why not? Now it at least, you know, looks a little bit different. So I have also been making, you know, what looks like some kind of a motorcycle. You got wheels up front and in the back. You got like handles to put your hand onto it. I've been making this, you know, I wanted to have some light. So I was messing around and messing around. Then I seen this trapdoor and I was like, I need something that kind of emits a bit of light, right? So pumpkin. And then I dressed up this cool zombie with torn down pants and a cape, because he's riding this motorcycle. This is actually a nice thing to cover up the empty stuff here. Of course, I could just add in a box or 2 or 3, you know. But it looks like it came out of this garage box. Got some more stuff about this to tell in a minute. Now I've also continued the water drainage till here, right? Comes out here, very nice. And then the big thing is this down here. Now I will continue this stuff probably off camera, but the important thing for right now is the Nightclub. Now in the front of the Nightclub we have here a checklist, you know, to see if your name is on the list to go in. Made this red carpet down here. It's a place to sit, maybe an ashtray. Yeah, and this is the front. I kind of like how the front, you know, looks like. And then we're gonna go in here into the Nightclub. Now I didn't have any red carpet here because it was like red carpet, no red carpet, and because of the slab it wasn't possible. It is okay. I kind of like this piece of ground. By the look of it, I'm going to need to make that a little bit better. Which is right away. Let's do it. Yeah, that looks a lot better. So in here, this is how it looks. And like I've been saying before, I want to keep the X beam in here, so you can still recognize that this is like a gigantic support pole for, you know, stuff that will be built on top of the support pole, and it looks clean. The reason why it looks clean is because, you know, this, if you maintain your stuff, it looks clean. And you know, this is like a Nightclub. Now there are certain things that I don't want to do in this Nightclub because it's just not going to fit in, but there will be more Nightclubs all over the place, so we have more chances to build what I said with like a second floor, that kind of stuff. There definitely will be a bar in here and a couple of other things, but I want to keep it a little bit simple. Now I had to cover up this wall because the name that is up front would be visible behind the X. I didn't like it, so I'm just going to pretend that we filled in the between pieces, right? And then we put like a wallpaper on top of this. So that's why it's just, you know, one layer still. The X is within. They got some colorful dance floor here. Maybe for the naughty boys to get into a boat to take a little peek. Whatever. I just wanted to have a colorful floor, and then I just came up with that stuff. But yeah, in overall, I'm pretty happy, and we're going to make a very nice interior for this episode within this build still. So yeah, this piping gonna go right behind here and then continue right down there. This is how I, you know, solve the problem of needing to pass through. It needs to be at the building a little bit supported, and I was like, you know, it's okay if it's overhanging. It's okay. And the reason why I not made like the support coming from this side or that side, at least the piping, you know, in the front of the building instead of against the building, is because I want to keep this view open down here. There needs to be a TV there. Now I've also been saying there needs to be like a beautiful tree down here. There is not enough space. I don't want to cram it in too much, right? There will be a lot of amazing stuff to look at. Now for the sky though, this will continue maybe a little bit that way. It just depends on what's going to happen on the other side with the other pole that needs to be there. But I was thinking maybe it would be fun to have like a small monorail going around the island, and then maybe eventually it will also go over there, so it's not just a little circle. And then the monorail needs to go on top of this guy somehow, some way, and then pass through here, so we can have like a monorail hanging, and then monorail can go here, there, and you know, wherever it needs to be. There will be floating vehicles, flying vehicles, which will dock onto the side of the building onto a platform, which allows you to get into the building. And there is so much more that I would like to do. It's absolutely crazy. Now we also have a little bit of an empty space down here, and I was thinking, what somehow, some way, if we can create like a beautiful garden in here, like a very overgrown flower-ish with colorful lights and that good stuff. And then I need to think of a way to get onto here. And then I was like, maybe there needs to be like, this is a special thing, right? So somehow, some way, you're gonna get onto this pipe, you walk around here, and then walk around here, and then maybe we need to lay like a little bit of a bridge down that way, something very simple with planks and stuff. And then you can get into this beautiful garden, like a chill out place. Like, I think it's gonna be so cool to do that. I have so much plans and ideas, it's crazy. Now also the side is looking like this. This is the reason why I wanted to cap the X for a bit, so you can really see, it's a building made within the tower. And you know, all of these sides kind of looking the same like that. And I'm so freaking happy with it. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to add a little bit of rust here and there. That's very good. Yeah. Alright, so I've been doing a little bit on the inside because I didn't want to do everything, because I think it's fun to also do a couple of things together. And as you can see, I have made some fancy lighting down here. I think it worked nice as it is, and I have also changed my mind. I actually did add a second floor in here. The thing is, sometimes I shouldn't be forgetting that this is Minecraft, right? So having a stairway is one, you know, let's just do it. So in this case here, you can just go up, and we're going to need to make like a little bit of a lounge area, as I wanted to in the first place. Then down here, again, the same stairs, and you have, you know, let's imagine some toilets down here, which is very good. Right down here, the big DJ booth. So we're going to need to make like a DJ, you know, table with mixers and all that good stuff. So yeah, let's see what we can actually place in here. And the first thing that I had in mind is see if I can do something with boxes, which I can imagine we need to take an item frame and then something that is completely round. We have music discs. I mean, yes, ideally it would be nicer for like on top of the table. I just want to see if this is going to look like something. Or with other words, no. I'm not. Well, yeah, you know, actually, yes. Well, not really. Yeah, this definitely does it. Now I'm going to have like a DJ table, and you know, of course, maybe you guys are like, yo, should be doing this or that. Just let me know in the comment section. For now, I'm just going to put it like that. Beautiful little table idea. Now, of course, on the other side, it might look, that's not too bad. Now, of course, in here, things are going to need to be, you know, look a little bit DJ. So we have different plates on here, which is number one. And I think with this redstone, we could create, you know, something with buttons like that. You know, I have buttons and stuff and things onto it. This might even look much more aimed out like that. Yeah, definitely. Now, of course, another one thing that I could be doing is, first of all, with these guys, once again, I think it's well, we don't have to do that per se. Now I'm thinking of it. Makes sense what I'm mumbling all about in a minute, even though, yeah, okay. Now, we don't want to have disgusting toilets in here, so I'm just going to, you know, add a little bit of respect for people. Toilet looks more like a washing machine, but sure. And you know what, this is a club to party in, so you can just buy some mushrooms and you can buy some greenies. You know, if you know what I'm talking about. The thing here is, it is the down district. The district where, you know, things do not really get checked out. Everyone is chill with it and no police comes down here, so party hard, right? Oh, here is a little bit of a bar. That all it needs it's going to need. Now I'm looking at it, I do have a little bit of space, for example, down underneath here though, because I was like, you know, maybe I should have something like, you know, like a refrigerator underneath or something. Yeah, well, it's okay. And this bar guy or girl is like, I would like to have some of that glowing magical drink. Maybe this is like mushroom and that green stuff in once. You're going to have a real good time with that. Now I was thinking, we're also going to need to have a DJ. Well, that's not really gonna work. Why are you continuously pointing that way? Is there something in this game that I need to know? You know, I think this game is trying to tell me something. But you know what? DJ Piggy is ready for it. Alright, I got it all done, so let's take a little look what I have got done. This is how it now looks right now. I thought, you know, I'm going to change these gray pillars over there into a little bit more color of the club. I want to keep these edges that gray, so now it's like nice brown and yellowish. I've also hang up some lamps onto the ceiling there. Of course, there's a lot more things that can be done, and on the backside it now looks like that. I think that is really cool. From the sky view, it just looks like that. It's way better having also the ceiling into, you know, the brown color instead of white, which didn't for some reason at all. Of course, let's take a little look from the outside, because that is something that I haven't done just yet. Yeah, might need to be aimed out a little bit more, those little lamps though, but then I think, you know, it is fine. It is fine as it is. It looks fantastic. Card going around. Alright, let me just show you in RTX Extreme. Wow, look at how it looks like. I am excited. Now the thing here is though, I also want to check out the nighttime, because I haven't checked out how the nighttime looks, and with this mist and rain, it really looks impressive though. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Look at this. Wow. Stuff is fancy. Look at that. That's really cool though. You know, I can definitely use a little bit more lighting though. It doesn't really feel... that's banging, by the way. I mean, I can tell it shine all over the place. Couldn't have more warm lights here and there, but it's getting there, definitely. Ah, this is cool, man. That is super bright. Holy smokes. Wow, even the Legion is lighting up. That's really cool. How are you doing? Okay, before I even could ask, very good to hear that you're doing fine. I'm going to stay with you because it's scary out there. So in this case, let me know what you think of this. Let me know if I need to add something, change something, or that it's perfect as it is. If you got any tips and tricks, also definitely let me know. Look at that stuff going on in there. That's... oh! It's because of that. Oh, it looks so magical on distance, like something is going on.